Well, I don't think there are any laws that apply to our dogs as they hit their senior years. We know as they get a little bit older, being mobile around the home becomes extremely challenging. So as responsible pet owners, all it takes is a few home hacks to make life just that little bit more easy for our furry friends.
There comes a time when your furry companion reaches their golden years. From bad eyesight to aching joints, this can all make getting around the house a challenge. With a few home hacks, you can simply provide a comfortable living space for your dog.
Jazz was adopted as a senior dog. We're not really sure how old she is, but we estimate around 14 or 15, so she's really our old lady of the family. And Daisy was adopted about 9 years ago, and we never really think of her as old, but she is in fact a senior. I've always been conscious that Jazz was a senior dog, but with Daisy, that was a little bit more subtle. So I noticed a few things. The first thing was she started lying down when she ate her food. The second thing is she struggled a little to jump into the car every now and again, and she just generally looked a little quieter. And that's when I realized, gosh, she's 9. She is a senior dog.
We chat to Mareka Eckhurst on how we can make our senior dogs as comfortable as possible around the house.
I think we often mistake our dogs getting older as when they slow down. We think it's just the aging process. But there's a lot that we can do to prevent that. So around 5 in large breed dogs, 7 in most other dogs, they start with the aging process where we can actually call them older dogs.
I decided to talk to Mareka just to see what small changes I could make at home that might make it a little easier for Daisy and Jazz.
My first port of call would be when they reach that age to switch them to a nutrition that is appropriate for their age. So something like Science Plan Youthful Vitality, which starts looking after the kidneys and the brain and also their joints, is a great diet to start on. When you start to see a few more symptoms, or you've been to the vet and they've started diagnosing some issues, then something like KD Plus Mobility is a great diet to switch to ease the progression of disease. Dogs negotiating their feeding bowls, or older dogs negotiating their feeder bowls, become quite common because they're quite stiff in their necks and there might be arthritis and so forth. So the best thing to do is start raising their bowls so that they don't have to bend down or overexert themselves to eat. So that goes for food bowls and for water bowls.
By paying close attention to our furry loved ones, we can identify the areas of which they need assistance in and around the home to always keep them a part of the family.
Older dogs often struggle negotiating stairs, and what one should do is start considering how to make it easy for them to do that. So whether it's a roundabout way or whether putting a ramp on the stairs, just make sure that the area is non-slip and that they won't slide and that they can have traction on the ramp. Older dogs need a lot more quiet time than we perceive, and a hideaway or a kennel is a great idea inside the home for them to have peace and quiet, be part of the family, and yet not having to negotiate the crazy younger dogs. The perfect bed is one that is not that difficult to negotiate, so they can easily get onto it and off to it, and you shouldn't be able to feel the floor. They should be, so if they have their bones or something lying on it, they don't get hurt. There's some padding between them and the floor.
I'm really so excited about some of these changes. They're easy to implement, and I think it's going to make a huge difference to the dogs' lives.
Not jumping onto the bed is or the couch is quite a common problem, but that's actually because it hurts. So a good hack for that is to make sure that they have stairs available to go up and down the couch or the bed where they usually have had access. There's a couple of things that one can do to make it easier for your pet to get into the car and out of the car. One thing that's quite an easy fix is to carry some plastic steps with you. And another thing that is very convenient is to have a car ramp specifically for that purpose. Also have a harness to put on them so that you can actually assist them go up and down the car, whether it be a step or the ramp. Another thing to watch out for is your pet's weight. Extra weight negatively influences their mobility, so carrying around extra weight prevents them even further from jumping up, moving around. So making sure that underneath all that fur, they are really thin is important.
I think one of the best things is that Jazz will be able to go up and down stairs, which I really think will benefit her, and just that she can explore more of the garden. And TV nights are going to be awesome with her, Daisy being able to jump on the couch. And I don't want to see Daisy lying down. I don't want to know that she's got a sore neck when she's eating her food. I want her to enjoy food times.
A pet that's been with you for years is incredible, and while it can be hard to watch our pets age and begin to struggle, it's the time in their life where they need us most.
Science is at the heart of biology-based nutrition. The secret to lifelong health, it all starts with science.